It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show, live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State, also live on Facebook and on YouTube, having the crucial conversations that Erie needs. And I want to welcome to our studios again Michael Woodard. He is the cousin of Marchello Woodard, the deceased who was killed in a officer-involved shooting on July 2nd. The news today is that the Pennsylvania State parole agent, Kevin Seelinger, has been charged with 1 count of criminal homicide, aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. Seelinger turned himself in to the Pennsylvania State Police, currently being held without bail. So that's the breaking news that came down today. Michael, the district attorney told us that she reached out to the family before making the announcement. What can you tell us about that moment when the family heard of the charging documents being filed?
Well, she reached out to the immediate family first. That would be Marcello's son, and then Major, which would be Cello's actual other son. And the results that we came, it's more like a relief, finally, a breath of fresh air. There's a time where the family finally, after all these months, have been fighting, waiting for transparency. The patience has erupted in our minds, and now we feel like the relief is here. Now that it's time to prepare for trial.
Were you surprised at how the community really did not let the Justice for Cello movement, just the folks keeping it front and center in people's minds, showing up at city council, showing up at county council, talking to different people, talking to the media? Did that surprise you, how consistent that was?
Well, in the beginning, we had individuals that we didn't know that would have been on board with us moving forward. And then as time went on, the video had got dropped on the media, and that shifted the community. So with that being said, it definitely was surprising before the video was out. It was surprising that some people were along with this, and then afterwards, and they continued to ground and pound with this. It was just more, we came from division to more like a family. All different parts of the community, you see doctors, people that just work at regular civilians, just wanted to help. Text messages from individuals seeking and helping us with justice. It's countless people out there fighting and helping us get this out there to the community. There were some individuals that on Facebook and medias that didn't like this that this was happening, from the other side. But even that community would still come up and defend us. We didn't have to say anything. The community members that believed that this was wrong stuck up for us, and we love the Erie community for that. So
again, the justice system takes over now as far as the court system. And, in our system, a person is innocent until proven guilty. So talk about, this is going to be another level of patience that the family will have to endure. And it's going to probably be ups and downs and quite emotional, I would think. Yeah.
I think before when I was here, you were asking me, the question that kind of had me back and forth was when you actually said, what's going to happen when you hear it back, if you're justified or unjustified? So we were already preparing ourselves for either way. Okay. So with this happening now, we know that we can finally be at ease. We know that we can finally sit down and, okay, we can get through the holiday correctly and feel a certain way. But we are prepared for that up and down road, because we understand that there is a defense that's going to come from the other side, that they're not happy with this. So we got to prepare ourselves and be ready for the actual fight for justice for Cello. And what that means is the community is going to stay together. We're going to continue to get awareness out. and and then keep the intermediate family strengthened by the community members that are surrounding us, that have been supporting us. And this is how we're going to move forward, as not just for the Woodard family, but as a community of 814, to present ourselves the way we have to the rest of the world.
Let's talk about some of the support that you've received, and we'll start with elected officials. Again, speaking to county council, speaking to city council, Mayor-elect Devlin issued a statement today. Were you able to get to read that?
I heard about it.
Yeah. What do you think about, as far as the electeds are concerned, the support that you've received?
Well, we see. I'll keep it real. In the beginning, they had their hands tied behind their back, I believe, because they're under oath. So when you have something like this happen, the community and the family, we're seeking justice from a certain level of everybody, because they may sit at a certain elected official name, but they do not have the stats underneath the name elected official to help us move forward. As time went on, they were able to, I think, care about us more. They were understanding, and then they came out with a process. Okay, we need to help these people. They stood by our side. Some were silent. Some were out more vocal than others. I know Andre Horton was definitely one of the ones that were foot on the ground. Chuck Nelson helped out a lot. Also, Tyler Titus was definitely on the ground from the beginning. And as things went before, I don't want to name names.
Yeah.
Because once you name names, you can easily forget about the ones who were there. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say county council, city council did their part on staying for justice for Cello, and we hope that they can continue to move further, because county council did pass the camera for the parole officers. Now that's huge for us in the long run. But there's still more. There's still more to be done.
But it's on the solution side, right? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely on the solution side. Now, then with Daria, our elected official, she put herself on the line along with Christina Vogel. They both stood out there and protested with us on Parade Street. Okay, that means a lot. Okay, they could have put their election on the line at that point in time. Okay, some people that don't like the Justice for Cello, you went out there and put yourself on the line. They lifted their heads high and they supported us. What that show for them from us and the rest of the community? Now these two individuals are now in a position of power, right, and they show their leadership. If this ever happens again, they know we know where they're standing from this.
Talk about some of the national the national attention, I should say. Attorney Crump came to Erie and met. What did that mean to the folks, you think?
Well, I would say it like this. Can you imagine yourself on the bottom of a hole, probably a mile deep, right? You're looking up. You don't have no megaphone. You're yelling for help. Nobody's really going to hear you. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, even the smallest little kid looks down and just somebody noticed you. Somebody knows who I am, really? Somebody can notice me to go tell the story? That's what that felt like. It felt like you're heard. You're noticed. The fight is now not on the streets. The fight is now in my hands. Somebody took the weight off your shoulders when you're out there fighting for justice, screaming in the middle of the summertime for something that you're not even used to. You're fighting for something that you never even prepared yourself for. And somebody comes into town saying, like Superman, say, "Hey, I got you. Just fall back and let me deal with this on my terms. I'll step in the building when it's time." And that's what it felt like to us. There's also I have a podcast coming up with a Black Lives Matter in Los Angeles coming up on Saturday. Okay. This is a big one too. Some pretty big movements that's going around to get this thing national. And there's other things, other positions that we're stepping into that I want to say on live right
now. Well, and you got support from the Pennsylvania Black Legislative Caucus as well. Yes. And again, they issued a statement today as well in the wake of the charges that were presented. What about the faith community? What about the churches here in Erie? Do you feel like you got good support from them as well?
I would say yes. We definitely have a support because, when a life is taken like that, the hearts of the community that pray a lot, they like to pray a lot. So there was a Second Baptist Church that definitely accepted us. They had Marcello's burial there. You know, he was
the
the funeral
service,
memorial service was there, and he also had the Meek Mill came to Erie for his program for reform. There's a lot of other churches in the area that's been ongoing with us, and we want to continue to thank them. We're trying to reach out to other community members also within, to Catholic churches, to join with us. I would rather a Baptist in a Catholic church pray together also. So with that being said, I'm glad you brought that up. I have a Facebook page called the Justice for Cello Movement. I held the march. That was unity with the community march. Now I'm having unity with the community prayer. And this will be this Sunday at 4 p.m. It'll be at the Perry Square right around the tree. We're going to meet there. And we're just going to pray. And yesterday, after dropping off the Major son, actually, Major is Cello's youngest son, he had his Christmas list to Santa. And first thing he wanted on his Christmas list was, I want my dad. I took that copy of that and I took that to the DA yesterday and gave it to her. And today you have this miracle out of nowhere. The parole officer was charged. So yesterday after that, I also came up with the idea, why don't we all as a community come together and pray? And so on this Sunday at 4 p.m., as many community members that we can get together at Perry Square, across from the police station around that tree, and be able to pray together and pray for one another, not just for Cello. Let's pray for your family members. Let's pray for the rest of the world, the community. Somebody might be down right now. Pray for somebody who might be on drugs. We want to continue with that. And also for change, Cello's son, Malachi Woodard Jones, has came up with a Facebook page called Enough Blood.
Yeah.
Now that's powerful. That's his way of going out, his mourning and his sorrow for his dad, and joining the fight. And we all going to pray together for him and about him and, help move him along what he has going on.
I know you probably don't want the focus on you, but I saw you personally giving up evenings, nights, the evening that former President Obama in town.
Yeah.
You were on the corner.
Yes, sir.
Expressing your views, using your free speech rights to remind folks about Cello.
Yes.
What kind of burden has this been, just as a disruption to your life? I mean, you're a businessman. You're you're trying to make a living. You're trying to put food on the table, but you're carrying this burden. What's it been like for you, Michael?
I don't say this much to anybody, but thanks for bringing that up. You just got to imagine one day you hear about this and the whole world just separated, and I went straight forward. So throughout this process, I lost 10 pounds, and I was really stressed out, sleepless nights, because all I can how I can keep processing through my head was, this is why my fight continued, was the night that Cello I got 3 shots into his chest. His thought process went to survival mode. So he accelerates down the street to head towards maybe a hospital. Blood's leaking out of his body. He's you don't know what's going through his mind, his kids, how to save his own life, maybe holding the wounds, and he's driving down the street, and then he gets stopped by an Erie police officer. They stop his car. Maybe he gets out the car, you don't get the CPR, and now he's bleeding out on the ground. Nobody's able to come save or help him. And he's probably looking in the sky, thinking of his last breath, his last words, last memories. And then with that being said, he's dead. So since that day, I took it upon myself to get on the streets and fight for justice. And I wasn't going to stop. I had to keep going. It was a mind thing. It was an everyday thing to me for the first 3 months since July 2nd. I had to continue to go. I had to fight because I knew it was wrong. Deep down, I did not want this to happen again. I had that vision from back in the day when segregation happened, and I would see everything in black and white, and you would see like just videos. You didn't want that never to happen to nobody else. When I screamed justice for Cello, I screamed justice for all, because now the community members were diverse that were coming out speaking. So then you look at a kid, you don't want what happens to my children. I don't want what happens to anybody else. So this is personal, but that means business for everyone. And that's why I continue to fight until this day, and I'm not going to stop after this.
So here we are. Charging documents have been sent. The accused, Mr. Sillinger, is in custody without bail. Again, that could change or what have you. We haven't heard that side of this.
Yeah.
How do you, the family, the movement, move from here? Again, we kind of alluded to now it's in the courts and that system. What do you think are next steps? Just what's next?
Well, the next steps is absorb finally what had happened. It's time for us to absorb it a little bit, relax a little bit. Feel free. Go check up on your family members now. This is what this time means. Okay, now check on the ones who've been going through this, who've been silent. Okay, but now it's time to prepare for trial. Okay, get ourselves ready and equipped as a community to continue to raise awareness, to continue to utilize those resources that we have about the individual who took those shots on Marchello that evening, and basically staying together. Unity is everything, and bring more community members on board, because I did see a big change this evening on the social media when this had got dropped. You can see a lot of individuals that are liking and loving that. Maybe they got tired along the way of seeing us saying justice for Cello, but listen, we've done that for a reason. And now I think we got some real attention, and we want to focus on the members of the community who were 50-50 if they wanted to help. We don't focus on the ones that get them maybe 100% on the way with us. So we need everybody to come together.
Finally, I feel like there was an enormous amount of empathy for the loss, for the family, and the agony of not having the answer yet.
Yeah.
So that's at least this part of saying, yes, the DA is charging. That is part of that solution. Again, the man is presumed innocent until proven guilty in front of his peers in a jury trial, or however it all shakes out. But what can we do as a community to ease the pain now that this first answer has been relayed? What can the community do to ease the pain of the family, of the mom, of the kids, of the cousins, of the extended family?
I guess I can speak for the community in my eyes. I guess I can say what everybody can do right now is continue to show support and love. Stay together, even with your own family members, because when you bring love inside of your own homes and by watching us, that creates a whole different ball game for the rest of our community as growing. And I want everybody to understand that, remember, if you're from the county, doesn't mean that we can't be your friend in the city. And the more unity that we have with one another, me and you today can talk, and we can have a decent conversation and get on a different level. Take time to maybe use this holiday season, maybe use this charges being pressed as maybe we can be friends with different organizations. People can come together with unity. That's all it's about, is unity with people inside your own home. Fix that argument you may have with that one family member. It's okay to take a hateful situation and turn it into a love situation. And this is what we want to bring out of every individual moving forward, because that brings a whole different light that'll shine amongst our community. Once you see that person who always battle come together and shake hands, maybe you had, I'll always go back to family members. Family members could be the first persons in our lives that can hurt our feelings because they know so much about us. And we can turn that around by everybody helping each other, shake hands with the next individual, be supportive for one another, and just embrace each other with love around this holiday season. That's how you can help the family.
It really brings to mind the phrase, life is too short to hold those grudges or to be to disengage from the folks that you really love, the folks that are blood, that are family.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here, and we wish you a Merry Christmas, and we wish you all the best, and our hearts go out to the Woodard family. And again, it's standing in solidarity with their grief and to a completion
Yes.
of this trauma.
Yes, appreciate that. And also want to say a couple words to the individuals. That would be Cello's son, Malachi, Micaiah, and Major, from the community, his mom and his girlfriend, everybody. I wanted that all of them know that us activists that got out there and fought for them, we mean this from the bottom of my heart. We will continue to seek justice, and individuals that are out there in the community that are watching us, how we're moving, fighting for justice for, Marchello. We're here also for you guys, the Justice for Marchello movement, and also Malachi's Enough Blood. That word, that he made that up for a reason. He's here to help the rest of the community. He's not just going to fight for his dad. So every individual who feels like you've been treated unjust, it's that time to speak up to either Justice for Marchello movement or reach out to Enough Blood Official on Facebook. Reach out to us. We're ready to fight for all of you out there. I'm bringing a national civil rights movement to Erie now. Is under one of the top national activists that's in the United States of America right now. I'm going to bring a chapter to Erie, and I will be overseen as the president, and we're going to move forward to fighting for not just civil rights, but anybody's rights. I don't care what walk of life you come from, any color you walk from. We're going to fight for justice for any and every individual moving forward. And this is something that comes soon. So this is something huge for our surrounding areas thing.
Well, keep us informed about what you're up to. And again, we'll be watching this through the months ahead.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Michael. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Joe.
It is 4:28. It's Talk Erie. News is next.
Appreciate that. That's a really good question at the end. That